Among the many subreddits that exist, numerous dark or morbid posts can be found, some even possibly illustrating a user's last moments, and a Reddit thread made by user Flip&Flop on April 17th of 2017 may be an example of just that.
It's March 5th, 2008. Don't seem to be coming down.
The Reddit post in question was written to a subreddit dedicated to drug usage, in which they asked for advice in relation to taking Datura, a lesser known yet deadly hallucinogen, and more specifically, their post read,
"Finally got my hands on some Datura. How much should I take?"
Comments such as,
"Exactly 0.
Best effects will be achieved by doing none of it, I believe,"
should have served as a warning sign to the original poster of the dangers surrounding the toxic flower. However, despite these comments being made within 10 minutes of the original post, Flip&Flop would ignore them, later editing their original post, adding,
"Solely drank the tea in a half an hour. Didn't taste too bad. Not feeling much yet. I'll check back with you guys in an hour or so."
And apart from a single ominous comment from Flip&Flop 12 hours later, reading,
Google.com. How normal again. Stop now.
no follow-up post was ever published, as they had claimed they would, and as days soon turned to months without hearing from Flip&Flop, Redditors turned to realise that the chances of hearing from this user again were very slim, quickly leading to the rise of many speculations, some even posting comments such as,
"Rest in peace, Flip&Flop. You sailed off into the dark and stormy waters on a ship made of fire."
R.I.P. my good dude. Poor choices have poor consequences, kids. Please remember that.
Although the Flip&Flop account may have just been temporary for the sole purpose of asking about Datura, or perhaps the individual behind this simply lost a password to their account, the idea that Flip&Flop passed away shortly after this post as a result of ingesting the deadly drug in question is a morbid possibility and serves as a warning sign regarding the dangers of Datura. However, as it stands now, it seems as though the events experienced by Flip&Flop, which occurred following the post, and their condition now, will forever remain a mystery. The date is February 18th, 2010, and the time 3:45 PM, when an anonymous 4chan user brought light to a relatively unknown post made previously on the same site. They introduced their findings, unsure if the information they had discovered was true, encouraging users to be cautious if they dared investigate further. What they had unearthed, however, would end up as a seemingly bottomless rabbit hole, growing deeper and deeper, and asking further and further questions. But what was this discovery?
Tens of thousands of web pages. He was an immortalist.
The Children's Immortality project was an ideology in which if you did not expose a child to the concept of death, that they could not age or to a greater extent die. Much like if you do not learn of the game, you cannot lose. The man behind this was revealed to be immortalist Robert Ray Hedges, who upon further investigation had set up a network of hundreds of websites for the purpose of spreading his philosophy to the masses.
Right, so he believed that under the proper conditions, that it would be possible for us to solve death. That we could all live forever or a really, really long time.
In an unearthed interview, a companion of Robert's named Praha explains Robert's perception of immortality, and at this point it is that you realise this is no joke, and this man is trying to legitimately circumvent death and is attempting to impose his cult-like ideology upon children. According to many reports, if you stayed on one of Robert's websites for more than 2 minutes while logged into a Gmail account, without even entering any credentials, you would start to receive spam emails, which at face value appeared to be generic spam. However, upon further inspection, these emails supposedly held decipherable information and hidden messages, which if decoded, would apparently lead you to being invited as a member to Robert's cult. Other users, however, claimed they received emails containing images of mutilated, cut-up animals, and arguably worse, CP. Even stranger, Robert apparently lived in a tent outside of Sedona, Arizona, with no electricity, and walked to a local tourist agency to access the internet, which makes this whole story even more unusual, as he had no direct access to the internet. However, spreading his immortality beliefs relied heavily, well, on the internet. One user, whose aim was to investigate this, much like myself, got so far as to track down Robert for an interview. However, before any more information was spread by them, they disappeared from the internet, never to be seen again. This, however, is not all. Robert believed that search engines were purposely suppressing and hiding his concept of immortality from the rest of the world, and in an attempt to combat this, would go to some pretty extreme measures. Such measures include the hundreds of websites mentioned earlier, as the more links a website has, the more trustworthy it is seen by Google's search algorithm, thus boosting its recommendation to internet browsers, exposing them to the Childrens Immortality project. In my research, I found a YouTube channel called Angel Divine, which has many videos featuring Praha and Robert, and in one of these videos it can be presumed that whoever is behind the camera, likely Robert, has set up demo computers at a technology store to display his website to unknowing customers. Another video included on the channel is a clip of Johnny Depp on the Ellen DeGeneres show discussing aging, concreting the suspicion that Robert and Praha really were supporters of trying to stop aging and death. The final video I'd like to discuss, which is featured on this channel, is a 26-minute PowerPoint seemingly narrated by Praha discussing life extension and encouraging viewers, if they make the changes Praha was proposing, that they could extend their own life. It's clear that Robert truly believed he could take over the internet with his concept, as is made even clearer by a post on his own Facebook reading, "Robert is taking over the internet from Raven Ha in West Sedona, Calif, March 2004. Search engine results manipulation management, University of the Internet." Now, I'm sure this rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper into Robert's beliefs and the true meaning behind all of this. However, I think I've covered the main parts. Even knowing everything mentioned, there seems to be something unsettling about this whole situation, and there are definitely still things to be discovered regarding the Children's Immortality project that haven't yet seen the light of day. Our next topic surrounds a YouTube channel titled Sanjay Janapareddy, which for 10 years was posting videos of the sun, totaling 10,000 videos before their sudden stop a year ago. The purpose behind this channel has no obvious immediate reason, nor does what the user aims to inform of, with the channel description simply reading, "Generator operator destroys father." Even upon diving deeper, more questions are asked than those that are answered, such as the fact that for a large portion of this user's videos, the duration often contains the numbers 11 and 13, and while at first this may seem like a coincidence, it certainly is not. By definition, an angel number is a number sequence, typically 3 to 4 digits in length, which are meant to appear in supposedly random places in one's life to convey a spiritual or divine message, and it seems as though this user's video durations are representing these angel numbers. One common video duration, for example, 11 minutes and 13 seconds, when translated to angel number 1113, reads, "Angel number 1113 carries a positive message in terms of money, and that financial abundance is on the horizon for you." This is made even more mysterious when in many titles this user spells their name with a $sign in replacement of the S, such as "Welcome to highly religious Lord Sanjay Cyber A Puram." These angel numbers, however, are only the start of unravelling the true meaning behind this mysterious channel. Another recurring theme for this user is writing their titles with strange characters, which means that upon searching for them, their videos are nowhere to be found. It's not immediately clear if that was a true intention of tying his videos with special characters, however, apart from it being a slightly stylistic way of titling his videos, I can't see why else he would do this for all 10,000 uploads. As mentioned before, almost all of the 10,000 videos featured on the channel contain heavily distorted, silent footage of the sun, and for the videos which aren't of the sun, a man, presumably Sanjay, can be seen smoking and drinking for roughly 11 minutes, again, with no sound whatsoever. The titles of all of Sanjay's videos vary to a large extent, and upon going into this user's playlists tab, the rabbit hole just gets deeper and deeper. Specifically, there are 4 playlists which I'd like to focus on. The first playlist is titled My Identity, which contains 31 videos, all of their topics being in some capacity about the sun. The second playlist, Catastrophic ID of Sanjay, simply features 65 videos of natural disasters, namely extreme storms, tornadoes, fires, and droughts. The third, named AI Sanjay, Destroyer of 50 Trillion, is a collection of a 4-part series uploaded by him in which 4 more distorted videos of the sun are featured. The final, 4th playlist, titled Sun Controls Climate, contains another 4-part series, this time not being produced by Sanjay, which details climate change and global warming. Putting all of this evidence together, some predictions can be made regarding what this channel is truly about. According to a Forbes article, the overall damage of global warming is $50 trillion, which may explain the idea behind Playlist 3. Playlist 4 similarly references global warming, as does Playlist 2, with the theme of extreme catastrophic weather. Likewise, conclusions can be drawn from Playlist 1, with an overarching theme of the sun. Sanjay's message definitely seems to be in regards to global warming, more specifically putting a stop to it before it is too late. He is most likely a believer in Krishna, a Hindu god which symbolizes the supreme beauty and bliss of life, as is made evident by numerous other playlists, as well as various photos featured across his social media. However, I'm choosing not to discuss the religion side of this in too much depth. Much like the Children's Immortality project, there is so much more to explore about this, and I advise you not to take any information I presented here as concrete evidence or facts, as I truly can't confirm the meaning to all of this, and there are still many more layers to unravel, such as Sanjay's Instagram and Twitter, featuring mass-generated AI content. However, I've chosen to limit the scope of this video to only discussing the meaning behind Sanjay's seemingly mysterious and cryptic YouTube channel. This video is definitely different from any other video I've made in the past, so I can only hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and feel free to find the credits and sources in the description below.